hum there a little bit. I couldn't resist.
I always enjoy a good Hummer. Anyway, I do have a headline for you, Ryan.
Of course you do. I'm just going to start letting you come in.
I know you will. Speaking of, you've had some back issues before. I know I have, right?
It's been more recently than anything, which is sucks.
This might help us out.
All right.
Okay. Man was hospitalized after injecting semen into his own arm to cure his severe sudden onset back pain.
Okay, two things. First is arm.
His arm.
You don't do that directly into the issue.
I don't. It's just what it says.
Second off, where did he hear that was beneficial?
I don't know. I have to Google that shit.
It's your attention to detail that impresses me most.
Well, of course, the comments. First one off the bat says, "Swallow this; it'll help your back. I promise."
That's what I tell my wife, for sure.
I always tell them there's a lot of protein in this, right?
The problem is if you marry an intelligent woman like I did,
they don't fall for that?
Well, it's just pointless. I mean, it's just like, funny.
I'm always messed up by saying, I read this on Facebook, and then immediately credibility is gone. And then, of course, it says you have to apply it to the lower back for the best results.
Okay. I don't get that, but go ahead.
You don't get that?
No. Oh, okay. That's dumb.
Come on, man.
Literally.
So wouldn't this just be pre-stem cell therapy?
Okay. Okay. These are taking me time. Is it the day or?
It's been one of those days.
It's one of those days. All
right.
We don't.
So the real question
we don't want to put this energy on our listeners.
Right.
We've both had fantastic days.
Maybe our listeners are smarter than us.
We're not tired at all.
So next question is: Did he get a stiff back or arm?
I'm not. No? I just know.
Of course, and I don't know why we didn't think about this.
Okay, I got that one.
Yeah. Hospitalized with what? What does that do to your body? That's a good question. You put semen into your arm. Why does that cause hospitalization?
Yeah, why did he have to? Yeah, that's the best question of them all. So this guy went to the hospital?
Hospitalized, yeah.
What?
Do you listen to my headlines?
Well, no.
Hospitalized. So anyway. So I don't know if we want to try that with our back problems, but it's an interesting idea.
I'm good. But seriously, that is the best question. Like, do you show up to the ER and you're like, I think it has to do with the semen I injected into myself.
I injected semen. Was it his own semen too? That's an interesting question. His buddy saying, "I've got a strong back here. Let me help you out."
Yeah, you have to have strong back semen.
Let me help straighten that back out.
I want to know why every one of your headlines has to do with the lower region of the body.
I don't know. That's a great question.
I mean, go back. Every one of them.
I need to find an upper region one. Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm just making an observation.
Okay.
But, I'm good with it.
You're good?
Anybody that injects himself and has to go to the hospital because of semen is headline worthy, if you will.
I think so. All it was missing was Florida man hospitalized.
Yeah. Well, you should have just add
I'm going to start throwing that in every time. Florida man, Florida woman, whatever.
If somebody really,
Florida truck, Florida plane.
Speaking of what's about to come up here with our comments, would somebody really be like, you know what? I heard this story and it didn't happen in Florida. Like, would somebody really comment?
That would be awesome, though.
Yeah. Hey, I would take it. Take the contact. But yeah, I want to mention something, and I'm first going to mention that YouTube makes me laugh a lot now these days. The more I learn about it, the more I'm laughing. But it's not a bad thing. It's kind of just, it's amazing to see that certain videos and certain what they call shorts, Trey, the very quick videos,
right,
are the difference in the amount of views and amount of likes and amount of comments. And I'll put something up. I'm like, ooh, this should be good. This maybe will grab some attention. Throw the 3 hashtags and keywords and all that bullshit, and it gets nothing. And then I'll put something up, and I'm like, all right, cool. And all of a sudden, boom, thousands of likes. And I just wanted to let you know that I did one about complimenting Taylor Swift last show.
Okay.
I think we're going to say Taylor Swift 16 times a show.
Have we complimented her yet?
I complimented her. Remember, I said all that bullshit about how she can play her guitar and
She writes her own songs.
Writes her own song. Or
Yeah.
she used to, and now I respected that, which I do. Tay Tay fans, Swifties. That got 1,000 whatever, couple likes, couple comments. Then I put up the conversation I had about OnlyFans with you.
Okay. So it was like 1 million?
It's 9.
Oh, we didn't even hit double digits? So nobody cares about my OnlyFans
For
page.
those that didn't listen, it was a funny conversation because it was about a dinner that I had for my father's birthday.
Right.
He was unfamiliar with OnlyFans. And so
You showed him my pictures?
I told him that Trey had one himself, and he really didn't understand. and Trey made a joke about how
I would have loved to have been there for that conversation.
Trey made a joke about how he'll do the leopard stuff for free, but he'll do cartwheels. It costs $1 a month and things like that. Yeah. And I thought it was a pretty funny bit, a little quick clip. And apparently 9 people have seen it so far.
I did bump my prices down. I don't know if that'll help.
Maybe we'll have 18. We'll
50 cents now. So
50 cents instead of $1.
Yeah.
You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen.
It was a Christmas special.
So I wanted to mention because I thought it's just so funny to see that it's kind of legit. It's like then I did the thing about Jimmy Kimmel, how frustrated I was with him and his hypocrisy, and that got tons and both sides and coming at me and this and that and people saying I agree, and then Trey in a leopard thong doing cartwheels got 9.
Maybe they need to see the leopard thong.
Maybe
that's what it is.
Maybe if we put a
They're
video
visual
up,
people.
not a video of us talking about it, a video of you doing
the cartwheel.
Look, I put up a video of me bowling and it had 150.
Damn.
Yeah.
I do have an American flag Speedo.
No, I had a kilt.
Would that work?
I had a kilt on. American flag Speedo might get you some more. I think there's enough patriots in this country.
What if I wear it backwards? Would that help? You're visualizing.
I'm thinking about this. Why not? It can't get worse.
Can't get worse. Okay.
So that was funny. We're going to go straight into Butthurt Comments of the week. I keep saying week, but the Butthurt Comments in general, because more than 2 shows a week, blah, blah, blah. So this one's really funny. I'm going to do 2, and I'm just taking a deep breath because I look at these people, and these at least didn't hide behind some sort of dog or cat or some shit. They're there. They're not impressive, but they're there.
Yeah.
And some dude, thought it would be funny to just be like, in quotes, let's make a shitty podcast, bro. Which I suppose was what we were saying to each other. That's what he was getting at. And this was in response to...
Did we ever say something like that?
I think so. I don't remember.
I don't think I'm really a bro.
But it was all the Taylor Swift. We had mentioned that there was a lady that called us out and said all men are intimidated by Taylor Swift, and we made a comment about it. And so first off, this guy is watching a video all the way enough to know what's the point of posting this.
So he's defending his Tay Tay?
I guess, or I can't think of anything else. What's the point of saying, making fun of us doing our own podcast that we enjoy and I think that we do pretty well?
You think he's wearing a Taylor Swift little friendship bracelet?
He might. He doesn't show his hand in this photo. I don't think. But I just said. I'm not going to lie to you. I went back at him and I said,
"Did you?"
In quotes. I'm going to be the cool guy and take the time to comment to the same podcast page I'm calling shitty.
Yeah.
That'll get him. And then I said, why be a dick, dude? Why? I mean, what's the point? So that was kind of the basic one. The one I want to get to.
Wait, did he respond or
no? Of course they don't.
His mom kick him off the computer for the night?
They don't respond. They just they say stuff and then they go away. The one I want to get to is to the same thing. Taylor, everybody's just poor Tay Tay. We can't say anything about her, and I don't even think we've said anything that bad. But this lady
I love the expression.
If you want to, call her that. I don't mean to be mean, but
does she have more facial hair?
No, I don't see any facial hair, but it could be there.
Could be.
She just simply said, Chad and Brad trying to gain viewers. To our that had nothing to do with anything bad. It was just like, this woman thinks that men are intimidated. What do you guys? I said, women, what do you think? Well, that wasn't a response to that question. That was just her being clever with this Chad and Brad thing. Because if you didn't know, Tay Tay actually used that phrase.
I think we mentioned that. Yeah, dads.
Dads, Chads and Brads. I'm sorry if I upset you. Well, if you look up what Chads and Brads is, first off, it's one of the descriptions is frat boy college age. We'll take that.
I'll take that. Yeah, all
day. Frat boys have a good time. And then, of course, it goes on to say that they're also douchebags, but I choose not to worry about that part. And that's my issue.
Well, wait a minute. Which one of us is Chad and which one of us is Brad?
I knew you were going to ask that. When this came up, I said, Trey's going to want to know who's who.
I think I feel more like a Chad.
You do? I'll be Brad.
You'll be Brad?
Yeah, I'll be Brad. Brad, I know some Brads. Most of them are good guys. And where did Chad and Brad come from? Like, why are they using those names?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess we could ask why they use Karen, but whatever. The bottom line is that's what that phrase means. And so based on a clip that was like 30 seconds long of me saying, a woman said, all of us are intimidated. All of us. Right. All men by Taylor Swift. Intimidated. And we questioned it. We're now Brad and Chad. Chad and Brad. One of them. One of them.
You're a dad too, so.
And a dad.
So yeah, but
this lady didn't say dad, so I'm not worried about it.
Okay.
So I went back and I was like, well, so who are Chad and Brad? I was joking, and she didn't get it. She goes, look it up on Google. It's free. Like, she was all clever. And I said, why would we not want viewers?
Isn't that the name of the game?
Doing podcast, like Chad and Brad trying to gain viewers. Yeah.
Well, hell yeah.
And thank you for commenting and adding more activity on our page.
Thank you.
Because that's what it does.
Should we change it to Chad and Brad stay in the gray? Or Brad and Chad stay in the gray?
Maybe we should just be Chad and Brad instead of Ryan and Trey.
There we go.
But anyway, and I know that doesn't sound like that much of a butthurt, but it's just like, if you look at the picture of this lady, she looks like she's like 60. She's probably not. She's probably like 45, but she looks 60.
She's in sales.
I'm just calling her right the fuck out. She looks old and like she shouldn't be talking shit. And all her name is D. That's her username. D.
She brings the D.
D. She wishes she had some D, or she may have.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But anyway, I don't mean to yell. But I also
it's okay if she has a D though. It's
fine.
Yeah, these can interact with
fine.
us.
Yeah, we welcome that, D, if you have a penis.
We welcome the D.
We welcome the D. But it just seemed unnecessary, and she needed to be called out, and it doesn't... I'm not upset about it. Are you upset about it?
I'm not upset about it. I'll sleep fine.
I mean, when I look it up, and it's like, that means douchebag. It's like, okay, well, but what did we say that makes you think that?
Was it because we're not intimidated, or that we say we're not intimidated?
It seemed to bother her that she thought we were saying something to try and hook people, which is what everybody in the entertainment industry does, like 100%.
Yeah.
So why are we all of a sudden, does she say this to everybody? That's the question. Does she call every podcast with two dudes? There are a few of them out there.
Brad and Chad.
Everybody's Brad and Chad. This lady's, that's her thing. She's known as D, the Chad and Brad commenter.
There we go.
Anyway, so fuck you, D. And we'll move on.
Easy. We want D to listen some more.
Go ahead and subscribe, but fuck you.
Want to send her a shirt? Or?
D, if you want a shirt, you comment, reply to this, because I went on and said some other stuff too. And I did. I told her flat out, congrats, you made our comment, Butthurt Comment of the Week, with a thumbs up, because that's quite an accomplishment.
Yeah.
So we'll give you a T-shirt. Let me go here. Let's see, which one are we going to do first? Because guess what, D? We're going to do some Tay Tay Talk right now, just for you. Just for you. Story number one about Tay Tay, Trey. Source claims that Travis Kelce has asked Taylor Swift's dad for his blessing to propose. We talked last time about the possibility of marriage, and I said, I don't know if they're going to get that far, but they're going to bang, and she's going to get knocked up.
Do you think she's a virgin, or you think she's?
Oh,
banging?
no. They're banging. I'm saying they're going to bang again, and they're going to get knocked up.
I don't know. I was curious.
Virgin. Didn't she claim that for a while?
I would think the Swifties, anything's Tay Tay and Swifties, and
Swifties, if you believe 100% that Taylor Swift is a virgin, please comment, because I'm going to put this up right here. Say something so I can put you in it too.
Do you think she's just a missionary girl, or do you think she's a freak?
This is what we need to be talking about.
Yeah.
If she is banging,
I think she's undercover.
I think she's undercover freak. Swifties, you let us know what you think and give us a comment.
I love it.
This is just a discussion. You don't need to yell.
No.
Okay.
And if you do reply, let us know what position you think is her favorite position.
This could be this might break the record for the most comments. Come on, people. Let's do it.
I like it.
Together. We'll give every single person that comments credit on the show. We'll just do an hour of reading names.
I'm going to leave a comment right now.
So you'll be the first. I think everybody knows your fucking name. Travis and Taylor have been dating since the summer. Did you? I thought it was longer. So they're basically going to get engaged, or rumors.
Less than a year?
Rumors have it that he's already shopped for the ring with his friends. But the point is who gives a shit? And why are we? Does the world need to know that Travis asked her dad for permission? The second story.
I can imagine how big that fucking ring's going to be. You think it'll be bigger than a Super Bowl ring?
I think Travis wants that Super Bowl ring to be bigger. Here's another one here, Trey. And anybody that listened to the last show will know why this is funny. On Thursday in New York City, the superstar stepped out wearing green, which fans are interpreting as a hint about the potential release of her new album, Reputation. I'm not sure why green equals reputation, but the green piece in question was a casual scoop neck top, which Swift layered under a fuzzy tan and white zebra print zip-up sweater from Adidas with a collar and big pockets. The Karma singer, they always throw a name of one of her songs. The Karma singer paired the piece with some black leggings and black socks, and accessorized simply with brown tortoiseshell sunglasses, dangly earrings, and a black pendant necklace. Swift also showed support for her pal Beyonce by capping off her cozy, sporty look with a pair of beige and white Adidas X Ivy Park Savage Trail Ivytopia sneakers. One of the Renaissance superstar, which I'm assuming is Beyonce, clothing line celebrated collabs with the shoe giant. She also had her hair in a neat in a neat ponytail for the outing and wore glowy makeup and orange lipstick.
Let me ask you real quick.
Did you get in a? I mean, like, what's the point of this?
Well, that's what I wanted to also ask. Growing up, wanting to be a writer, do you think you made it at this point if you're writing a piece like this talking about articles of clothing that a superstar is coming out wearing?
I'm not going to lie. It depends on how much they're paying me.
Well, yeah, I guess so. But it's like if you're sitting there wanting to write, great books or novels or short story, whatever the case may be,
right.
Now you're writing about what Taylor Swift's wearing on a Thursday in January. It's like, really?
And admittedly, this is a publication that isn't as popular. It is about fashion, culture, and entertainment.
Okay, fine.
But
if you're going to use logic against me,
no. I'm using it because it's like I get it. But I literally looked up today, mostly because of Dee's Butthurt comment, and I'm like, we're going to keep doing Taylor Swift. And I looked up on Google, and if you hit Taylor, there are 47 Taylor Swift.
Just random
Taylor
stories.
Swift news today. Taylor Swift news on 124. Taylor Swift news on. I mean, it's insane.
Yeah.
And so I said, well, how about today? And these were the stories today. And so Thursday, that's yesterday. So this lady really put this out immediately.
Yeah.
People had to know that she had tortoiseshell eyeglasses on. right away.
Now we need to buy stock in tortoiseshell eyeglasses.
Apparently, or half this other shit that
The
I just read out.
Adidas and the leopard
everything.
print, whatever.
I mean, it was, and thank goodness she had her hair in a ponytail.
My get.
And it was a neat ponytail.
You think she was going commando, or you think she was wearing?
I'm always going to think she's going commando.
Yeah?
Right? Because we talked about this. She's hot enough to, I mean, look, I've seen her before, looking pretty hot.
Yeah.
But it's just kind of, nobody needs this. And part of me actually feels for her. Like, what if all the Swifties are like, don't talk about it that way? And deep down, she's like, this guy's right. Like, these two idiots on Stay in the Great podcast, like, they get it. It's stupid. Does she like this attention?
Yeah. I'm curious.
We don't even know what we're going to wear for the show.
Yeah.
From the waist up over here.
We know what we're wearing from the waist down. Let me ask you this.
She's worrying about like shoes and glasses and nails and I mean everything. I'll move on. It's just, come on. I mean, I'm going to stop saying it. I'm just going to give you the Tay Tay news and we're going to move on. Because otherwise I sit here the whole time going, I just don't get it. And I think that's almost worse.
Do it again.
That sounds like one of her songs or something. You know what I need to do, Trey? Shake it off.
Shake it off.
Let's
move on?
Did you see what I did there?
I see what you did there.
Okay.
I like it.
Yeah.
Because the haters are going to hate.
They're going to hate.
Hate.
Players are going to play and
Play,
all that
play.
shit. Who's a bigger name, Donald Trump in the world or Taylor Swift? It's got to be Donald.
You think? In the world?
Just in the world, just people that know the name. Donald Trump. I mean, come on. Everybody know whether you hate or love the guy.
Yeah, I'm just saying, but I don't know. That seems tough.
Okay, well, maybe that'll be a good poll question.
World.
Comment. Maybe we'll put this out as a clip.
Participate in our poll.
There you go. Trey wants his poll participated on.
There you go.
Taylor Swift or Donald Trump, who is the bigger name in the world? The most recognizable name in the world.
There you go. And subscribe.
And you hit subscribe. What would your answer be?
Honestly, I would probably say Taylor.
I'll go Donald. I'm not sure what that does, but
yeah, I would think, yeah.
But, hopefully we get a response from our listeners and we can see who wins. So Tay Tay Talk. Done.
Good stuff.
You see, are we done with Tay Tay? We do 3 episodes of Tay Tay Talk and now we're like, okay, fine. What I'd like to do is make Tay Tay Talk 30 seconds for like 8 of her stories. Just
we missed that.
She had clothes on.
She walked out of her
house with clothes, and Jesse Waters thinks she's political. Okay, move on.
Got it.
That's our goal, people. Stick with us.
So I was coming over here tonight, and a question came up on the radio station I was listening to. I thought it would be something fun to pose on the show.
Okay. Always working, Trey.
It was almost like a would you rather, but a different little twist. So Freaky Friday, the movie Freaky Friday? Where the mom and the daughter.
Yes, there's an original, but you're talking about the newer one with Jamie Lee Curtis.
Sure.
And Lindsay Lohan.
Yeah.
The lovely Lindsay Lohan.
Yeah.
I think she's got herself looking better.
She lovely again?
I think she's lovely again, yes.
So, anyway,
did you just go,
The point of the story is basically the mind, spirit, whatever you want to say, they switch bodies, right? So, mom is now in the daughter's body. Daughter is now in the mom's body.
Correct.
So the question was posed on the radio show that if your wife's, let's just say your wife and your mother switched, so your mother's personality and everything is in your wife's body.
Like what happened in the show.
Right. Your wife and everything is in your mom's body. Okay. So the switch.
Yeah.
The only way to switch them back is by having sex with one of them.
God. I knew you were going to do that.
Man.
I know you too. I know you too well. I have to have sex with one of them.
One of them.
To get them to change back. What if I just leave their asses and just get the hell out of there?
Y'all deal with this.
I think immediately I would say my wife's body. Because it's my wife's body. And it's just, You just put some earplugs on or something. Just shut your eyes.
Less therapy after that.
Yeah, it's the body versus like your mother's body.
Yeah.
Right?
But your wife's personality in that body.
In my mom's body.
Right.
I don't care about that.
I don't care about personality.
During sex, it's not like I'm like, oh, she's so smart. Like, or what a sense of humor. Like, yeah.
Oh shit! But you can't think of something your mom might say back in the day. Ryan.
That's the problem. By the way, Mama, that's Trey's impression of you.
My sweet, sweet boy.
Yeah, I can't imagine her hearing this one, but I'm sure we'll hear about it. I'm going to go ahead and turn this right back around and say your girlfriend and your mom switch places. And
what do you do?
You have to bang one of them. God.
You have to.
I mean, you're not making love. You're banging.
You're banging.
Get it rolling.
I guess I'd probably do the same thing.
You think girlfriend's body?
Yeah. Face in the pillow.
What would your mom say though? Face in the pillow. Well, that's normal.
Shut up.
That's normal though. Face in the...
Usually my face is in the pillow though.
What was that position? The speed bump. That's
speed
where
bump.
Would you put your mom in the speed bump? Okay. That was fun. Moving on. We're gonna move right on. That was actually really good. That's funny. I think we should ask every guest we ever have.
Yeah.
And if it's a woman, we can switch it from a boyfriend to dad or something like that.
We'll have to ask your wife that question.
No, I don't know. Yeah.
Oh shit.
So, let's go from banging moms to Yemen. Yemen. Do you know the country of Yemen?
I do, Ryan. Actually, I pulled up 7 interesting things you should know about Yemen. But what were you going to talk about?
Yemen is a country in the Middle East, right off of the Red Sea.
Speaking of, it says it's the home to the Manhattan of the desert.
What does that even mean?
I mean, I guess it's Yemen is Times Square of all the desert. I don't know.
Like that's like the main desert.
I guess so. The main desert. It's got the best sand.
Best sand, sand
castles,
sand animals, lizards and shit.
Yeah,
cacti. No, are they? They're not cacti over there. Really? Anyway, whatever.
I don't know. Go ahead.
Who gives a shit? Well, we'll do. You know what? Interject with a few facts as we go.
Sounds good.
In this country of Yemen, and I'm looking at a picture right now, and it's really pissing me off. And so, forgive me if I get upset, but here's another one of these fucking extremist Islam groups, Muslim groups in Yemen, and they're called. And forgive me, but in America,
Yemenites,
it says how it's. We would say Houthis. It's Houthis. Houthis.
Houthis. That sounds right. Is that not right?
I'm going to go with that. I don't know. I'm going to go with Houthis or Houthis. Which one would you do?
I probably would do the Houthis.
Houthis.
Yeah.
Why not? It's probably 50-50. We chose incorrectly, but whatever. The Houthis. This group formed, and this is what gets me. It formed from an Iran and Saudi war. And a war that lasted years and years and years and years, and finally a group branched off, and then they were in Yemen, and they became this group, and they're extremists.
And they decided on Houthis?
It's true.
Doesn't sound very scary.
Who was in that meeting? I vote Houthis. By the way, that was now my new accent, which was Middle Eastern.
Yeah. Did you know that Yemen is the only republic in the Arabian Peninsula? These
facts would be great if you could speak English. Go ahead. You know what? Hold on. Try again.
Did you know that Yemen is the only republic in the Arabian Peninsula?
The only republic.
Republic? That's what it says.
Interesting.
Anyway,
I did not know that, Trey. Thank you.
So we go back to the Houthis.
Well, Yemen as a whole has 34.7 million people. The Houthis make up about 100 to 200,000 of that. That's it.
And did you know Yemen is actually made up of islands too?
Yes.
Okay.
Actually, I thought they might have an island or two, but you're saying they're made up of islands?
Yeah, it says the territory of Yemen also encompasses some 200 islands.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that, Trey. I thought it would maybe be 2 or 3.
200. You're
but
welcome.
Not 200. So this group is admitting to and continuing to launch missiles at U.S. and United Kingdom and Israeli ships in the Red Sea, whether they're import, export, whatever the reason may be.
So they're not military ships. They're actually just
whatever.
Oh, okay.
If
So
they're anything but their own or anything but Palestinian or whatever. Apparently, they're trying to align with Hamas.
Really?
And they are upset because Hamas is being whatever. And so they're trying to go after Israel as well. Well, the common theme is this is a Muslim group and they don't like the Jews. This isn't a secret. I'm not going to sugarcoat this for people. These extremist groups are made up of Islamic terrorists. Why are we afraid to say it? First off,
and why do they have to name their terrorist groups with the letter H? Is that
that's
thing?
true? It's true. Hamas, maybe that was it.
Houthis,
the only word
Hamas.
we have is Houthis, and let's roll with it. But they've admitted to continue. They're like, yeah, we've done this, and we're going to keep doing it. So then Tuesday, President Joe Biden and the UK Prime Minister, et cetera,
Taylor Swift.
Taylor, she got in on the action,
Yeah.
and she said, we have to retaliate because we've warned them not to do this, like warned them a lot.
Yeah.
And they keep doing it. And then apparently this last Tuesday was their biggest attack on a number of boats and ships. So the United States, Britain, and some other countries who were affected by this, by the way. So this import-export of goods is not just the United States and Israel and Great Britain.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead. No.
Is this path that they're taking? Is this like the only path that they can take? Why don't
Well,
they divert their ship?
It's not a very big spot. I mean, you've got to get in there to get to wherever. I mean,
They can't divert their ships elsewhere.
they're probably going to.
You figure after a couple of them get attacked.
Well, it depends on where it's
different
going,
direction.
where it's coming out of, and where it's going to, and they can still. I mean, these missiles still have some range.
That makes sense.
And so it's not like, they're not like just sitting there along the coastline going, "Come get me."
Right.
They're way out there and they're trying to get in and out based on whatever. I don't pretend to know the routes of all of the.
They'd have to be smart enough to go a different route, though. Yeah. Anyway,
if you can, then yes, I'm sure some of them are. Or you sit there like us and you say, like Joe Biden, and say, guess what?
Let's go fuck some
we're
shit
gonna hit you. And of course, they only killed 5 people in 60 airstrikes, and like 15 something else, and only 6 were injured. To me, that does say that they're, in all fairness to Biden and his, which commander in chief, but I still am sure that the military did this. They're trying to avoid civilian casualties. I mean,
Right.
6 people died.
Yeah.
And
how many strikes you said?
Airstrikes, 60.
That's impressive.
Airstrikes, missile strikes from yeah. And so, Houthis came out and said 6 people died in 5. Yeah, that's pretty good. You're lucky it's only 6. You idiots. And so, it's interesting though. Joe always says, like, I'm going to do my best not to spread the conflict any further than Gaza Strip. We're going to keep it there. And now he's bombing some shit. But you know what? If they keep bombing our boats, I guess I'm on with Biden.
Yeah.
I never thought I'd say that. Except when he's eating chocolate pudding, because that's my favorite.
I do like some good chocolate
That
pudding.
butterscotch, when he's got that, I'm pissed. I don't like him.
Yeah.
I'm like, F Joe Biden. And then the next time he turns around, I'm like, oh, all right, Biden's my boy.
Did you know that mocha
God, here we go.
takes its name from Yemen?
Mocha, like chocolate, like mocha.
Yeah.
No.
It's-
How do you mean it takes its name?
Well, in this story it says, a little short snippet, sweet and chocolatey mocha coffee is well known around the world, but few people know it's from Yemen. Once upon a time, the port city of Mocha, spelled M-O-K-H-A, was at the heart of Yemen's 200-year trade monopoly over the sale of coffee.
That may be the coolest one so far. You're telling me they have a city named Mocha, and that's where the name Mocha came from?
Yeah.
That's cool.
M-O-K-H-A. Yep.
And yet
so let's not bomb that area.
No, well, yeah, and yet this is the poorest country out of all the Middle Eastern, which is not saying much.
Yeah.
But it's from war. It's from inner Islamic war. Saudi and Iran. You're supposed to kind of be
neighbors.
It'd be like the Episcopalians and the Baptists, like lining up and just charging.
You lost me on that one.
Well, two Christian groups.
There we go. Like bands,
these are two Muslim countries that are just like, let's kill each other, and then one group forms, and then they start killing the West because it's our fault apparently.
It's always our fault,
right? So this is what the Houthi leader and spokesman Ali Ahahum said.
Yeah,
I think that was good Arabic.
He was
right?
on a show on an episode of Friends once.
He was the newspaper vendor.
Yeah.
Did I say that? He said, "The battle will be bigger and beyond the imagination and expectations of the Americans and the British if they attack."
Really? Is Yemen that powerful?
No.
That sounds pretty. That sounds pretty bold.
And so what?
Kind of scared me a little bit.
And they always talk that kind of shit. And what he means, and I get it, is what we dealt with in 9/11. We dealt with people we don't know who are enemies and somehow find a way. It's not lining up and having war. It's sneaking around. So the problem is now enhanced even more with the border and with being secure and having who are we letting in and
all of our Yemen pilots are now no longer allowed to fly.
No, Yemen. But that's the point. It's not just Yemen. It's. Should I say it?
Sure.
It is this Islamic extremism that is run rampant through all sorts of people, and they can come here, and you don't know that they're that.
I thought you were going to say something else.
Well, well,
no, that's it.
But what I'm saying is, even in this country, when Hamas did what they did, you had people in this country lining up in the streets in support of it.
Yeah,
a lot of them. It wasn't just like four people, like Hamas, and everyone beat the shit out of them. It was like there's a whole.
There's 5.
5 or 6, and they. I mean, look,
5 or 6.
They had baseball bats. No, there were thousands and thousands all over this country in areas, and you're going, come on. You don't have to appreciate Israel and Judaism, and you feel for the Palestinian people, but to support what they did with protests is bullshit. And that, to me, shows Islamic extremism. And that is what's happening here. This picture, which I'll show you later, Trey.
Sweet.
If you care at all. You're like,
are these the Houthis?
These are no. These are the people in Yemen with their like one big building.
Nice.
In the desert.
Speaking of,
I think there's a big movie screen back over here. Maybe they have a drive-in and then the big cathedral. But anyway, I'm looking at this, and this has got to be hundreds of thousands. Million man march type numbers here. And this is like signs everywhere and Palestinian flags. And this is in Yemen, by the way. This isn't in Palestine or the Gaza Strip or wherever. This is in Yemen. And this is... It's just insane that they would all gather in support of the Houthi group. If I'm a Yemenite, the Yemens.
The Yemen.
If I'm a Yemen,
if I'm a Yemen,
I truly believe in this.
Yemenis?
This not because everybody says there are peaceful Muslims. Islam is a peaceful religion, and you're going. We're waiting to see that. because even if the majority technically is peaceful, there are a lot that aren't, and it's being proven. And so why would Yemen have hundreds of thousands of people show up to do this instead of showing up with signs that are like, Houthi, calm the fuck down.
Stop bombing people.
We're going to keep getting bombed. We already have nothing. We already have sand. It's like we have to build sandcastles to live in. And we have no food. We're eating scorpions and shit. And
They have mocha coffee.
as long as they got their mocha coffee. And that's my issue. So they were chanting, Trey, and this is what gets me, and this is what gets me going, and it reminds me of 9/11 because, and I think you and I were actually working together with the day 9/11 happened in a call center somewhere. And I went home and I was like watching the celebration of the Muslims overseas. Like they had oh, this was a great victory for Allah. And I'm not afraid to call this out. People are afraid to say anything about the Muslim religion and Allah and this whole bullshit. They're afraid to say it. You and I? Not afraid to say it, right? Right? Are you with me or are you going to bail on me?
Oh, no.
What I'm saying...
USA.
What I'm saying is they were literally chanting today in Yemen after they admitted to starting it, by the way. God is great, Allah. Death to America.
Damn.
Death to Israel. Curse the Jews. Victory to Islam. And nothing more. That's what they were chanting today in Yemen.
Were they chanting this as they were attacking us or after we attacked them?
This was after we attacked them for attacking us.
See, why is it always a cowardly attack to start something, and then we're the assholes for trying to finish it?
Well, that's the problem. And people in this country for so long were united and going, this is bullshit. Let's go get them. And now, for some reason, you're getting a group over on one side of the line that feels like what they need to do is cushion the victims, cushion the poor people that are the losers in these conflicts. Guess what? Was it what did I say? Houthi and Hamas.
Houthi.
You will not win this. You have nothing. You have rocks. You have a couple of missiles that you've been able to use. If you continue, you will be. I mean, if it came down to war, Trey, who would you take? The United States and Britain and Israel, or Yemen and the Palestinians.
I think I would go with the United States and Britain. Yeah.
I think those odds in the betting books on the online betting would be pretty high.
Why don't they just come out and say, you know what, you've wronged us, we're declaring war, and then just go head to head?
Because that's what would happen. Because they know that they're not. I mean, look, they're assholes, but they're probably not idiots. I mean, this is the way to do it. They're manipulating people. All these people in this picture right here are being manipulated to think that we're the ones that attacked because we had airstrikes and this and that. And for some reason, they're not willing to go, well, maybe we should stop firing missiles at their boats.
Right.
And apparently, this has been a warning for a couple of weeks now where Biden and
so we've been holding off for a couple of weeks. Wow.
Yeah. I forgot to mention that. And forgive me, I could look it up in a second, but the Prime Minister of the UK has been involved with this, with Biden, and talks about this. And they've been trying to say, look, dude,
chill out.
We're not going to just sit here. You're attacking all kinds of boats. So that happened. And my question has, which I already kind of touched on, and this is where I'm going to put this out there, and as a short. And let's see. I really want opinions because I know not all of you listen to the entire show.
Right.
Has this become an Islamic issue that people are afraid to talk about in this country? Or do we need to go case by case and still understand that it's not about Islam?
I don't know. Like, part of me wants to think that maybe they're afraid of what these radicals will do. So maybe they're scared to say something.
Good point. Okay.
Because you don't know where they're at, like in 9/11.
You mean these people
Right.
that are gathering, but you can just stay in your house. Fucking-
That's true.
like, I support you, but I'm just going to chill. They're very emphatic about their protesting and their signs, their flags. And to have Yemen have Palestinian flags, that means something. That's a support for another situation that has nothing to do with them.
Right.
And they're taking the side of what? The Islamic extremist group.
So is there any powerful Islamic, I guess, person out there that's coming back saying, you know what, this is not us. This is an extreme group.
In Yemen?
Anywhere.
Well, the two big issues, Yemen and the Gaza Strip, the Palestinians don't have that. These two groups are in control in those countries.
Oh,
Yemen
gotcha.
doesn't have shit, dude. I'm sorry if we have any Yemens listening, but same in the Gaza. Remember, the Gaza Strip elected Hamas.
And gotcha.
They elected them, and so there's no say other than these extremist groups.
So these two groups got into power by basically bullying their people into power.
Pretty much.
Gotcha.
And the people in the Middle East with real power, Saudi Arabia, Iran, Iraq has been working their way back since Saddam. But how about UAE? UAE, where Dubai is.
Okay.
They don't. They're just like, we're not messing with anything because
But they're not backing any
They did
of
it
this.
the right way because they've got one of the wealthiest cities in the world.
Right.
In Dubai. That's the only place in the Middle East I want to go to because it's insane. It's so cool. And they took their oil money and said, we're going to make this place badass.
Yeah.
And they did it the right way.
Yeah.
Then you have, in my opinion, I hope that I don't have like a Saudi assassin after us here, but the Saudi Arabians are more like, hey, we're going to be the royalty. We're going to be one big power. And then everyone else is down here.
Oh, gotcha.
So they have the Saudi prince and the castles and the shit like that versus Dubai, where it's more of a, if you had to call it democratic, I'd compare Dubai to the United States over anybody else. Mm. So that's my point. You have some countries over there and they're just ignoring it. They're like, we can deal with this. This isn't us. Yet we're involved. Other Middle Eastern countries, other Islamic people are not even willing to touch this, and we are. So that's my question. Is it an issue of Islamic terrorist groups that we should, in the United States, say, we're done with this bullshit? Or do you think we need to be a little more sensitive? And that's my question for people that are listening to the show or that see any of our clips. And you don't really have to answer. If you have one.
Good. I would like to say we figure out we're just done with this bullshit, because if not, then aren't these groups going to keep popping up and taking advantage of situations like this and attacking from nowhere and then cowering back if they get retaliated on? Or
yeah, it's a mess, and that's the problem. And I think that's something this country should really look in the mirror and say, hey, I know we have some Islamic people who live here now. Some of them have done it the right way. Some of them haven't. I'm not going to beat around the bush anymore. I'm tired of this shit.
Yeah.
A lot of people are living here illegally, and they're from the Middle East. They're claiming asylum. They're refugees. They're here. Some of them have that mindset. Some of them have gotten into our American streets and preached this bullshit about how the West is the devil. The West is evil. We need to kill them.
So why are they here then?
Because it's a better way of life. They're not living in the dirt and eating scorpions.
But we're assholes.
Yes,
we're gonna live here and
that's what
share
I'm gonna piss everybody off. That's what I've been trying to say, is that they get so many benefits here that they're willing to say, all right, we don't like the West, but look, they're idiots. They're idiots. They're giving us all this shit. There are communities that are giving Islamic people free housing, free food stamps, free everything.
Wow.
Because they're claiming asylum. They're refugees. But then they're out marching with the Palestinian flag going, screw America.
I don't get it. I don't get it.
And I want to see what happens in the next couple of days with this issue. And if you've got any people with fucking Yemen something flags or whatever, because this is a mess. And that's something that we should not be involved with. And the one thing I'll say, which is going to piss everybody off. No. It's going to piss half the people off, and half people are going to love it. You know who it's going to be about. The one thing that Donald J. Trump said.
Donald J. Trump?
Yeah,
Okay.
Donald John.
Sorry.
Come on now. The one thing that Donald Trump said is that he did not want to be involved in the Middle East conflict. He wants troops home. He doesn't want this bullshit. And apparently not having him here is, I don't know. I mean, would he have handled it differently? I don't know. But guess what? It's not being handled great right now. And
has it come out to why
happens.
they're attacking these ships, or is it just because we want to cause some?
Has it come out to who?
Has it come out as to why they're attacking these ships?
Oh, they're doing it just because it's aid for Israel.
Oh, okay.
They're trying to
gotcha.
They're trying to again attack the West and our support for Israel during this conflict.
Gotcha.
Taking
Okay.
Hamas's side, so they're going, well, that's in a boat that's going to benefit Israel. We're going to fuck it up.
We're going to bomb it. Gotcha.
And then we said, well, we're not going to let you do that. If you do it again, okay. If you do it again, okay. I mean, we kept saying it apparently, and finally they had the biggest attacks on this Tuesday, and finally everybody said, all right, you're done. And so and again, I'm conflicted because I'm not a Biden guy. We know that. We've taken that stance. We're not Biden guys. I'm very curious to see who else besides Biden is going to be there, whether it's Donald, whether it's somebody else. But we're not Biden guys. But in this case, what else do you do? I mean, I can't sit here and fault him, I guess, for. So I mean, good for you.
That's
Joe.
crazy.
Good for you, Joe. And what you did one thing that I liked. But so that's the Yemen tonight, and I know we went longer than I wanted to on it, but it's important. I mean, that's what's happening right now. And by the time this is released, I mean, I'm sure we'll have more on it, but it's caused me to not only talk nonstop, but to also really stop and say, I'm tired of worrying about stepping on people's toes.
Yeah.
I am an American. I recognize that I'm fortunate enough to be an American. I get that. I'm one of the lucky ones.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to sit here and say, well, we've got to respect everybody that comes into this country that's not an American just because freedom of religion. Okay, I get that. But freedom of religion doesn't mean extremists running down our streets saying to kill Americans.
Yeah, very true. That's
where I draw the line, and I'm tired of it, and I hope everybody else is starting to get tired of it. Even people that are on the left. Come. You don't have to come to the right because we're not necessarily going all the way over there. But in this case, you gotta call the left out and say, look, come on, this is a little bit...
I would love to hear their argument on something like this as far as if they're backing these extreme groups, especially saying kill Americans. Really?
The argument is that not all of them want to do that, but all of them just want to quit being... they think they're the ones being victim. They think we're full of shit. Israel's the real aggressor. We're the real aggressor to the Yemen group. And we're being told otherwise.
Gotcha.
That's their argument. And that's for another day because we've gone on way too long.
All right.
Yeah, I'm fired up about it, and I have the times on the thing. If you want to fast forward through this, you won't know that I said this until now, but maybe you'll have already fast forwarded.
Yeah.
Because the next topic, it's not really a topic. I'm just gonna tell you a quick story, real quick.
Okay.
A real quick story, real quick. That was really good English, Ryan.
It's not so quick.
I have a master's in English and writing. This is a funny story, and I want to ask your opinion. We're completely shifting gears.
Okay.
And I'm gonna put this clip out too. The story is this: a group of people, I may or may not have been there. We're sitting around the table, New Year's Eve, and it was a lovely sushi restaurant in Cabo. I happened to be there at the time, down in Cabo. I
Gotcha.
don't know if this was.
I am craving some sushi.
So we were sitting around on New Year's Eve for dinner, And two of the people, we had to sit a certain way, 6 of us. 2 people had to sit here because they're vegan.
Okay.
2 people sat over here because they were gluten-free.
Okay.
And then 2 sat across because they had nothing.
Didn't give a
There
shit.
were no issues, just anything. And then they shared. And so it was a very complicated seating arrangement.
Sounds like it.
What happened to just walking in and sitting down?
What'd they have to drink?
And so everybody had alcohol. No one gives a shit. So great night, fun night. Everything's good. And we get to the end of the night. And one of the gentlemen who... I want to see if anybody thinks that this is too far or if it's funny.
Okay.
One of the gentlemen who had no restrictions, doesn't care about any, he just ate everything, ordered some of the Japanese ice cream. I don't know what it's called. You know where it's kind of like sticky on the...
Japanese ice cream.
It looks like you've never had it before, but it's
Have not.
called something. And he ordered a bowl of Japanese ice cream. And he secretly ordered some vegan ice cream for the vegans,
Okay.
which was a bowl of ice.
That's good.
That's funny. That's funny.
I think that'd be funny.
Because I sat there and watched. I'm sorry. I heard my
you heard
friend.
about this?
I sat here and watched the waiter set it down in front of the vegan guy.
Did the waiter know what was up?
Oh,
Or?
I'm sure he did. I'm
Okay.
sure he just said, "Can you give this guy a bowl of ice?" I don't know. Maybe he didn't. I don't know.
That's pretty funny.
And he looked down, and of course they both kind of went ha ha ha, and I get it. So here's the. I don't want to. I'll tell you this in a second. Do you think that was too far? Do you think that's funny?
I think that's pretty funny.
Yeah, I think even if I was the vegan, I'd be like, all right, that was a good one.
That was a good one, yeah.
If you make a joke about how much meat I eat,
All right.
there's a lot of jokes there, I'm sure, somehow. But that you'll turn them sexual, I'm sure.
Yeah. I do eat a lot of meat.
God. I'm going to stop you real quick before you go. But if you make a joke about me, you take it, right? Whatever.
They take the meat, too.
The issue is, in this case, apparently this gentleman had been doing things like this for like a really long time.
Oh, okay.
And so it kind of was like, all right, dude. Like on their end. My end, I'm cracking up because I haven't seen that. They were all friends kind of before, and whatever.
Gotcha.
And so then I kind of get it, but they're good sports. It's the same vegans I talked about when I bitched about vegans a long time, a couple shows back, maybe 30 shows back, and it's the same couple, and I love them. I think they're great, and she was even able to make a joke at the airport the next day when he wasn't around. It was like, I asked her, I said, did you find it hard to find good vegan food in Cabo, Mexico?
Right.
She said, no, actually everything was great. Even the ice was great. She made a joke about it. But I tell you what, it caused a thing. Is the guy's wife got mad, and it became a huge ordeal that night because he ordered a bowl of ice. So I want to know what people think. Is ordering a bowl of ice for dessert
For a vegan.
for vegan ice cream over the top, or is it something that vegan should be able to laugh at? What do you think?
Laugh at.
Laugh at.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll see. Comment. Let us know. This is going to go up on a clip. That's that story. Should we do some trending real fast, or do you want to go right to awareness?
Yeah, we can
Let's
jump on there real quick and see what we have.
Yeah. Yeah, real quick.
Hurry up.
Trey and I have decided that our segment now, this trending thing, which is kind of fun. We make it take way too long because I'm like reading everything. I'm like, why is this trending? Let's talk about it. So you've got World War III.
Yeah, let's discuss that.
Ooh, right away. That sounds kind of fun.
Yeah.
81 million. I don't know what that is. That how much we've given fucking Ukraine by now?
That's how much my sperm count is at.
It's under political figures.
Oh. Well, I consider myself a sergeant, so
There you go. There you go. Eagle Pass, which is in Colorado, I believe. In political, okay. The Big Lie.
Big lie. Okay.
The Biden, not Biden, but the Biden.
The Biden.
It's like,
okay.
The Donald, maybe Joe is like, all right, I'm going to be the Biden.
Maybe it's a new sex position.
What would that be? Just in a vat of, in a whole swimming pool of pudding.
Yes.
I'm okay with the
Wearing
Biden.
a wife beater and some boxers.
There we go. Taiwan.
Okay.
Houthi.
Oh, okay. We talked
So
about
we already
that.
talked about Houthi. Technically, we can move on from this segment if we
Done.
wanted to.
Yeah.
Everything Trump. It literally says everything Trump.
Okay.
Mark Meadows, a political guy. I'm not sure. We won't
Didn't he
talk
play
about
for
it.
the Yankees?
Yeah, that's what I thought. Meadows. I thought he played for the Devil. Anyway, the Devil Rays.
There we go.
Not the Devil.
The devil.
Cancun. So we talked about Cabo.
Okay.
Close. No, they're not close, but
in Mexico.
Yeah, Mexico. Lumered. Don't know what that means.
It's another sex position.
Juanita Broderick.
That's who I did the loomer to.
and simply Monahan. I don't know what that is.
Monahan.
I'm sure you did that. Did something to this person. So let's talk. I mean, do you want to? I mean, we already talked about Houthi, so we don't need to like keep talking about it.
Nah.
Let's talk about World War III. How can we get there really fast? Do you think it's going to happen?
Yes.
You think all out like this? I agree with you.
I think people are getting more butthurt and butthurt
Yeah.
every year. There's actually a movie coming out. I don't know if you've seen the previews. It's another civil war
Here.
Well,
that's not World War III.
I'm just saying that would be
Okay.
kind of fucking crazy. Because it's basically, it shows this guy, this gunman-looking motherfucker talking, he's like, but we're Americans. He's like, but what type of American?
Oh,
But yeah, World
I
War
like
III,
it.
I can see it.
I'm fascinated because I think there could be civil war here too,
Yeah.
not just World War III. I think we're honestly closer to a civil war in this country than World War III. People think Putin's the threat and his relationship with China
Yeah.
and North Korea, and those three are kind of like. But it reminds me honestly of World War II, where there were some pretty powerful, Germany and Italy and that whole deal, in Japan, and they weren't successful. And I just don't think as many people as China have, unless we line up like in the 1700s and everybody just lines up and runs at each other when they have 80 billion people, not literally 80 billion, but they have a lot against us. Okay, but that's not how the war is going to go, and we all know that. What's scary is the war is going to be nuclear. The war is going to be everybody sitting in their own country just firing at each other. Now, there will be some airstrikes, things like that, I'm sure, but some missions on the ground. But overall, that's what's scary, is that right now, if Putin fires at us, we fire back, what happens?
Yeah.
People are starting to get, I hate to say disintegrated, but essentially. That's what scares me about World War III, the difference between the wars.
What kind of scares me, and I'm not trying to badmouth our military, but I'm curious the changes that have gone into, you see these drill sergeants just yelling at you and beating you down mentally and everything like this. I know that's not the same anymore. So are we as mentally tough as we were back then?
Why do you know it's not the same, or how do you know? I don't know.
I've had friends of mine tell me this.
Yeah.
They don't beat you down like that anymore. It's a little less of a
man, and that's part of this.
So is it
this whole victim
So are we? I'm curious if our military is. I'm sure we're badass. Are we as bad as we used to be? So
well, I think and we can end the topic on that. I think it's a whole nother topic. I would argue that technologically,
we're still badass. Yeah.
We're way better, but I would agree that maybe mentally we're not quite as tough. And which is more important?
Are we ready to push that button without having to go talk to a therapist beforehand?
That's one way to put it. Yes. The other way to put it is, do we have the same drive and mindset as some of these fucks over there in the Middle East that are like?
That's a good question.
If you lined up with those guys, they have no fear, and that's what's scary about them. And it's for a different reason. They believe if they are a martyr and they die for their cause, they're 100 versions, all that bullshit, and they go there and everything's great. And a lot of Christians believe, obviously, all Christians believe in heaven and in that idea, but they still don't want to die yet. They're like, well, I'm not quite ready to see it. I've still got some things to do here. Well, the Muslims are like, go ahead, I'll die, whatever. And that's what's scary. About that enemy. So World War III, both of us think it could happen, and I don't think it's that far away. I think it could happen in the next 20 years.
That's fucking scary.
I think civil war could happen here in the next 10 years.
Oh,
I think it could happen this year if Trump wins. But anyway.
shit! I didn't think about that.
Or if he wins
Holy
and like
shit.
everybody thinks he did or
Didn't or whatever.
this year's going to be fun for the show. I'm just letting you know.
Shit. And
Because-
for comedians too.
Yeah, we're going to try and be in between. We're going to do news and comedy
From a bunker.
from our bunker. Yeah, you may not see this surrounding. We may be underground. All right, let's do awareness really fast before we go. I didn't mean to talk about Yemen as long, but man, these issues are, you can't just, I don't know, toss them out. Maybe we should stop talking about, sperm injections and things like that. But
Having sex with your mom.
But having sex with your mom. But those things are interesting too. And that's the problem. That's why I believe in 4-hour talk shows.
Right.
So why don't you go first tonight with an awareness of self-awareness? Who do you think needs to be more self-aware?
All right, gentlemen at the gym. I don't know why I've started noticing this.
Another gym tale.
Yes.
Okay.
So, unfortunately, I notice as people are doing their weights and stuff like this, and a shirt happens to rise up, I don't know why my eyes immediately go down to the butt crack.
Well, I could probably guess.
And it's always got to be a nice tuft of hair coming out of the top of the shorts.
No.
I'm like, come on, dude. So, and obviously
What are the shorts? They're just regular.
just regular shorts. So,
They're not wearing like the bicycle, like the tight.
no, and some of these guys, I get it. Not everybody's in great shape. I'm not in great shape, but at least wear a shirt that goes down low enough to cover me up, as opposed to every time I lift it, you're seeing my nipples. Anyway, so wear longer shirts.
You don't like the half shirts?
I don't like the little half
the
shorts.
crop top.
But it's funny that I started noticing as the shirts rise up, I immediately go to the butt crack coming out, and the first thing they do is pull the shirt down. Why don't you pull the pants up?
Oh, I see. They're like trying to cover it with the
Yeah, it's
shirt.
like they pull the shirt down, and immediately they go to do an exercise, and
Why
the shirt
don't
comes
they
right
wear
back up
pants
again.
that stay up?
Maybe that'll work too. Yeah, but
Like I'm fully aware. Like my wife isn't the best. Like sometimes she'll just lean over and I'm like, babe, like don't give everybody the show.
Yeah.
That's for me. And she's like, it's not that big a deal. I'm like, you don't know men. Like, but when I'm more aware of it than she is.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll be picking my kids up and I lean over to like grab their backpacks and I'm just like making sure. I mean, I make sure.
but the first thing you do is go for the pants, right?
What?
Pull the pants up because that's what covers the butt crack.
Absolutely. I go for both. Honestly, I'm just like, I'm not going to let any of these moms see my butt crack.
Right.
Or dads.
Yeah.
But I don't know. And it's not even close. It's just like, there's still that, let's just make sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pull the pants up a little bit because guess what? Your shirt's going to come right back up.
Do you think
and you're going to see the butt crack?
Do you think people at the gym just don't care because it's the gym and they're like,
I'm sure.
Who cares?
Yeah. It's a possibility.
But you still think that it's enough to make the segment. You think people need to be aware.
Yeah, why not? I mean,
You don't need to see that
or how about you shave your butt crack? Okay, if you want to show butt crack at the gym, that's fine. Just shave it, trim it up a little bit.
Yeah,
I
I took care of that a couple of days ago.
exactly. I don't want to see.
You got to groom. Come on, people.
I don't want to see a big old patch of hair coming out.
There's some guys where I'm like, dude, look, I get it. You're a hairy dude, but just a little bit. Just
a little trim.
A little trim.
Yeah, put a little guard on, a little one guard.
Yeah.
and just you don't have to go all the way.
little one guard. Is that yours?
That was mine.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't want to see the butt cracks.
Yeah. You know what? That's simple. Just say, I don't want to see butt cracks. Trim your shit, and
Trim your shit.
that's it. Hashtag trim your shit.
I love it.
We have so many. How have we not been writing these down?
Hashtag trim your shit.
Mine is very simple. It's another driving. So I feel like you do the gym and I do driving. This happens all the time, and it happened again today. And it's like, if you're both pulling up to a light and it's just two lanes, one goes right or straight, if you will, and the other goes left. And you're allowed to turn in this country, for our UK listeners, just reverse it.
Yeah.
But in this country, you're allowed to turn right on red. if you're turning left and you're waiting for the light to turn green, why do you need to pull up as far as you possibly can go to where everybody trying to turn right can't see around you and see if there are any cars coming?
Yeah.
I mean, I can't see if there are any cars coming trying to turn right. And this person's just like, whatever. They're waiting for a light. They're not turning until that light goes.
Right.
So you could stay back
yeah.
just a couple feet.
Yeah.
That's people have to agree with me on this.
Very fair. Yeah. I agree with you. That
maybe this show will inspire and this will start spreading and I'll start seeing people move over, because why do you have to be first?
Because honestly, I jump over to that right-hand lane because the middle guy is going slow as shit, so I'm going to take him on the fucking light and get ahead of him. That's what I usually do.
So you're the one that okay. So
I'm that guy.
You're always the opposite guy.
Yeah.
When I bitch about people backing, that happened again today, by the way. People stop and back into their spot. And Trey's that.
Yeah.
What else do you do that pisses me off, Trey?
I'm sure there's quite a bit.
You know what? I'm going to do a segment called Things Trey Does That
Pisses you off. I'm sure you can call 2 wives or ex-wives and get some good information.
A disclaimer to everyone: we are still trying to get one of the wives in here. I think it would be fantastic, and I know all of you would appreciate it as well.
Yeah.
But that's it for awareness tonight, and as usual, we had a little everything. My God, I mean, we talked about some serious, no pun intended, religious talk with Yemen and Islam versus everything, and then we talked about veganism and.
Veganism? Is that a thing?
Veganism is what they say, yeah.
Oh, okay.
And World War III and Butthurt Comments and vegan ice cream. And what was the other thing? Something about semen on the...
Injecting semen in the arm?
Look, I could just go on. And that's what we do here. So
we're very worldly.
We love it. And keep listening, subscribe, hit our YouTube channel up. I'm throwing this stuff out everywhere. Go look for it and be a part of this thing.
Subscribe.
I already said that.
You already said subscribe?
Yeah, subscribe, follow, all
that. Comment.
All the above.
Yeah.
But it's just be a part of this. This is so much fun, and we're going to grow, and we are not going anywhere.
Hell no.
Stay right in your face.
Yeah, exactly.
So if you subscribe now, you can just get it out of the way.
Yeah. We're gonna keep bugging you.
So
you know what? We should start calling out people on the show.
Yeah, I see you haven't subscribed yet, but you made a comment. So
we're deleting the comment.
We're getting some good stuff. The comments tonight were from TikTok, the Butthurt Comments, and so we're getting it everywhere.
Yeah,
but we are getting majority likes and majority good comments, and it's a fun process, and Trey and I love it. So
enjoy,
stay with us, and be a part of it.
Absolutely.
All right, love you guys.
Later. You know, back to Tay Tay, do you think she trims or you think she's got a bush down there? I think it's like a little landing strip. Has anybody reported this?
I think she takes care of herself. Something inside of me.
Oh.
Tells me that she takes care of herself and that it's not bushy.
I think it's a bush.
You do?
Yeah, I'm going
I think
bush.
She's lazy.
Yeah.
What if we sent her to Yemen as a representative?
Laser that bush while she's there.
They'd probably throw her off the wall. They don't like women.
They have walls there?
Yeah.
No.
Cement wreckage.
Gotcha.
We should have stopped about 20 seconds ago. See everybody.
Later.